Faculty and graduates, families and guests, please be seated. Welcome to the Undergraduate Honors and Diploma Convocation of the School of Management in its centennial year and the 175th year of Boston University, and in particular, welcome to the class of 2014. Today is a very special day in the lives of our 753 graduating seniors, marking the successful completion of your studies here and the dawn of the next phase of your lives. Please welcome Raymond Wilson, Senior Lecturer and Executive in Residence from the Department of Accounting, who brings greetings on behalf of the faculty.
Welcome to all the grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, friends, and supporters of the 2014 SMG graduating class. Thank you very much for coming and joining us in this celebration. And a very special welcome to the parents that are here. In fact, I'm going to ask your graduates, could you please give your parents a round of applause? Speaking as a fellow parent who got to know your kids a little bit while you were away from them, let me say, nice job. These are great kids. They aren't perfect. We know a lot about them, we promise not to tell you. But they are a terrific group of young men and women. As parents, this is one of the milestones in their lives that are very important to us, like the first time you let them walk across the room without holding their hand, or the first time you put them on the school bus and let them go off by themselves, or my personal nightmare, the first time you let them drive off by themselves in a car on Friday night. At these times, as parents, we're very happy they're growing up, but a little bit worried about what's going to happen. How will they do it without us? Will they come home safely? This afternoon, you might be wondering, have I done enough as a parent? Do they know how hard it is out here? Are they ready to go into the world on their own? Well, we passed all those other milestones. When they fell down, they got right back up. They came home in one piece on the school bus, and at least for me, 3 out of 4 of them did not crash the car that first night. They made it without us being there next to them because we're always there with them. We're in their minds, their hearts, their values, their judgments. So parents, relax. They're ready. You did your job, we did our job, and now it's finally time for them to go get a job. To the exceptional young men and women of the class of 2014, the 100th SMG graduating class, congratulations. You made it. It's over, right? Now I know it's a commencement. I know commencement means beginning, but it's over. It's time to celebrate. Happy, happy. However, before we start the celebration, I do have one brief announcement. We spent the last few weeks looking at data from all 100 graduating classes. We built a 16-sheet integrated stochastic Excel model with over 50 variables, a model that was personally vetted by both Professors Keene and Kahn, a model that included sensitivity analysis, scenario analysis, and a Monte Carlo simulation, whatever that is. When all the factors are considered, the faculty have concluded that not only are you a great class, you are in fact the greatest class in the history of SMG. Give us some. Together, you're a remarkable group. You come from 33 states, 44 different countries. You represent every kind, type, opinion, flavor, background, preference, size, and shape of your generation. Close to half of you are graduating with more than one concentration. That's particularly impressive to me, who took 9 years to get one concentration. You join over 24,000 living SMG alumni who range in age from 22 to 110 years old. You've learned a lot of things these last 4 years, and you might have forgotten a lot, but trust me, that'll come back to you when you really need it. In the last few weeks, I've been talking to some of you about what the most interesting things you were that you learned while you were here. My good friend Albert Tall said it was lottery tickets. That's right, the famous $100 million lottery ticket, right? In IS, you learned how to build a database to analyze the past results so you could pick the right number. In stats, you learned that past results have nothing to do with future results, and buying a lottery ticket is actually a tax on the mathematically ignorant. In finance, you learned that if you do buy a ticket, and you should win, you know how to use your HP 10BII+. Which, by the way, I don't know if they told you, now that you have a business degree, you are required to carry this with you at all times. In accounting, you learned that if you do take the money up front, you should set up an SPE trust and keep everything off balance sheet and minimize the tax impact. In business law and ethics, you learned that if you do put it off balance sheet, you might not be serving the best interest of all the stakeholders. Although we're going to make you make that ethical judgment yourself, because we can only give you philosophical context to make that decision. We can't tell you what to do. In strategy, we learned that if you take all that and put it into a diagram with an upside-down triangle and two circles, that makes it really true. And finally, in OB, you learned that win or lose, you should write a one-page essay reflecting on the experience and whether or not you actually achieved your goals. Our slogan this year was SMG, 100 Years Bold. Bold, what a great word, a great message. If you're looking for a way to sum up what you learned here at SMG, being bold is a perfect way to think about it. The truth is that we have left your generation with a lot of challenges. The struggling world economy, poverty, healthcare, the environment. I don't want to frighten you, but pretty soon you're going to be in charge, and you're going to have to fix these problems. And in order to do that, you're going to need to be bold in order to meet these challenges. As you start your careers, think about what it means to be bold. Being bold means being willing to try and fail and try and fail and keep trying until you succeed, to embrace failure as a unique chance to learn and to grow. Being bold means standing up for your beliefs, as long as you know they're right. It means understanding the meaning of two very important words, always and never, and choosing very wisely what you will always do and what you will never do. Being bold means standing up for people who can't stand up for themselves. Look, I know you worked hard. I know you earned everything you accomplished, but the truth is you're very lucky. You come from great families. Your families nurtured you and took care of you. You got to go to a great university, but you're lucky to have made it. Being bold means taking care of those who aren't as fortunate as you and sacrificing some of your time and money and compassion to help other people. Being bold means being fearless. Now, I'm required by the rules of commencement speeches at some point in here to tell you to follow your dreams. All right, follow your dreams. But let me tell you what's just as important as following your dreams: confronting your nightmares. Don't be afraid of anything or anybody. Charge headfirst towards the things that scare you, and you'll be shocked at how quickly they run away and hide. Being bold means accepting the fact that one of the most powerful forces in the universe is randomness, and that you just can't control most things. I can virtually assure you that your plans are not all going to work out. Things never always work out the way we thought. But don't worry about it. You're ready to deal with adversity, with setbacks and unknowns. Being bold means taking advantage of opportunities as they come up, even if they don't happen to fit into your life plan. I'll close with some advice from one of the great American philosophers, Jerry Lee Lewis, one of the founders of rock and roll. Jerry Lee said that the key to a successful career and a successful life is to find something you love to do and then find somebody to pay you to do it. I am honored today to represent the faculty, some of the luckiest people in the world. I will tell you, we love what we do. We get to do it in this great institution with a terrific support staff, professionals. Most important, we get to do it with you, an outstanding group of young people who care about learning, who care about their place in the world and demonstrate extraordinary effort to advance their education and push us to do our best. One of the many rewards of doing this job is to see you here today, finally reaching the top of this mountain, looking out to all the new mountains that you're soon going to go conquer. We are honored to have played a part in your development, and we madly hope that just like us, you find something that you love to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Wilson, for the words of wisdom and inspiration, and also for compressing 4 years of School of Management education into 5 minutes. Thank you very much, Ray. Our next speaker brings greetings from the student body. Please welcome Christine Yee, representing the class of 2014. Christine.
Thank you, Dean Freeman. Good afternoon, friends, family, deans, faculty, and graduates in the audience today. I'm humbled to be speaking as a representative of SMG's graduating class of 2014, and know that I speak for everyone when I begin my speech by extending my sincerest gratitude to those in the room who have taught us, encouraged us, and inspired us to be the young adults that we are today. As customary for the commencement speaker, I hope to leave you with a few parting words of wisdom, and my chosen topic is one that I believe to be specific but significant. You see, our society has a certain obsession with numbers. Our world in particular, the business world and the academia which explains it, values numbers for their objectivity and uses them for quantifying, for acknowledging. That is, after all, why we're all here today. There are few numbers which we are celebrating. 2014, the number we'll identify ourselves by among over 300,000 BU alumni in the world. The number 4, for the number of years we've been fortunate enough to call BU and Boston our home. 100, for the centennial anniversary of the School of Management this year. 136, the number of academic credits we all needed to take to be able to sit here today in a black cap and scarlet gown. I'll even throw in 63,644, the total cost of education for BU next year, which I'm sure all the parents in the crowd are so disappointed they won't get to pay. We love numbers even more when they quantify things like our achievements and our accomplishments. And throughout our time here, no matter what concentration, we've grown not only to love them, but to need them. We seek the percentage profit margin or the number of units, and as we leave, we might use our starting salaries to compare one another as an indicator to which of our peers are quote-unquote winning in life. But unfortunately for us, life isn't an Excel spreadsheet. Most often than not, there will not be a precise numerical value for us to even input, nor regression to help predict outcomes. And most of all, life doesn't have a format or a standard equation for success. Oftentimes, the best we can do is just make things up along the way, hope nobody notices, and try not to kill someone in the process. Basically, life is just like core. But in all honesty, I've never really been fond of commencement speeches because I could never understand how one person was expected to quantify or encompass the past experiences of a class as diverse and uniquely talented as the one that I see before me. But now I realize that it's neither about my ability to quantify, nor is it truly about the past. It's about the future and addressing the equal significance of certainty and uncertainty, of success and of failure. This is undoubtedly a graduating class of leaders. The education we've received at BU and SMG has given us a strong foundation to lead. And when we think of leaders, we don't visualize them fretting over a spreadsheet. We see them inspiring people, exploring new frontiers, writing their own rules, and taking risks. And that is the hope that I have for myself and for all of you. That despite the impressive numbers you may walk out with here today, you'll consciously try to make decisions that often might not make sense, might not be logical, decisions that might scare you. Because life is inherently risky, but the one risk we should never ever, under no circumstances, take is the risk of taking none at all. Or Or, as one business tycoon put it, if you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to help them build theirs. I'm not asking you to be reckless or impulsive. I'm asking you to use your intellect and your drive in a way that is uniquely meaningful to you, to be not simply reactive, but proactive. I'm also not trying to convince you to stop asking questions in favor of action, but I implore you to ask not of who will let you achieve your dreams, but rather of who will try and stop you. Don't simply become the hired help for someone else's dreams. Don't be so afraid of failure or uncertainty that you miss out on the opportunities that matter. Do strive to create your own path that allows you to lead yourself, let alone lead others. And above all else, don't look back on a life in which you successfully settled. And with that, Boston University School of Management's class of 2014, I'm honored to stand before you today to remind you of the privilege you've received to be able to graduate from this great institution and the ensuing responsibility you hold to make the world a better place. I'm also obliged to remind you that this is indeed a beginning and not merely an end, a start as opposed to a finish. But if there was just one takeaway I hope you remember, it's that despite what the world and all of its numbers may tell you, despite what you may often tell yourself, years from now, the greatest feeling will be to look back on a life that simply cannot be quantified. Thank you.
Christine, thank you for your wonderful and heartfelt remarks and the first ever selfie taken place at any School of Management graduation. Congratulations. Before we recognize our faculty honorees today, we would like to share some good news. Please welcome Markeisha Ollison, Leah Black, and Dylan Kaplan, members of the Class Gift Committee.
Well, as member of the Class Gift Committee, it has been a pleasure to be a guiding hand in this ongoing tradition, one that has played a pivotal role in shaping the BU community and has embraced us as we begin to take the first steps of our alumni careers. The Class Gift is not only a tradition at BU, but at institutions all across the country, and for good reason. Philanthropy is the main mission of Class Gift. As we become alumni, we carry the pride of being SMG grads with us wherever life may lead. Alumni donors across the world give back to BU every year because they believe in its mission, and most importantly, they believe in us. By giving to the Class Gift, as many of you have done, we leave behind a gift to the future of BU and SMG. We have shown that we are a community that cares about our school, our programs, and those who have helped us along the way. With that, I am pleased to announce that the class of 2014 has successfully raised $3,864.34. Together, we have demonstrated that BU is an amazing place filled with extraordinary people who have truly made a lasting impact during our time here. The Class Gift reiterates this gratitude. Thank you for another successful year. Congratulations, we did it.
Thank you, Markeisha, Leah, and Dylan, and thank you to all that participated in the Class of 2014 gift. Karen Golden-Biddle, Question Professor in Management, Professor of Organizational Behavior, and Senior Associate Dean, please come forward to recognize the honorees from our faculty.
It is truly my pleasure to announce the Faculty Awards. Each year, we recognize faculty excellence by awarding the Broderick Award for teaching, research, contribution to the undergraduate community, and for contribution to student learning and experience. This year, we have a tie for the Broderick Award for outstanding teaching between two faculty. Both are teachers who inspire their students to the highest levels of learning and dialogue on critical issues facing our world today, and also raise the bar for teaching of faculty in the school by mentoring and coordinating faculty effort in the classroom. I'm very pleased to announce that the first recipient of the 2014 Broderick Award for Teaching is Rob Dixon, Associate Professor and Faculty Lead of the Foundational Experience from the Departments of Operations and Technology Management. Professor Dixon is unable to be here today, but sends his greetings and best wishes. And the second recipient will be announced at the graduate ceremony. The recipient of the Broderick Award for Outstanding Research is from the Department of Strategy and Innovation and studies institutional change. We are pleased to announce that the recipient of the Broderick Award for Research is Assistant Professor Stina Grodal. Professor Grodal. The Broderick Award for Contribution to the Undergraduate Community recognizes a member of the faculty for exceptional effort on behalf of students and in support of undergraduate programs. You know them well. This year's recipient is described, quote, as a constant and strong presence and a highly valued contributor to the undergraduate program. Notably, he developed and successfully launched the new finance course, FE 101. We are pleased to announce that the winner of the Broderick Award for Faculty Contribution to the Undergraduate Program is from the Department of Finance, Executive in Residence and Senior Lecturer Mark Roberts. You see, we aimed for it to be a total surprise for them, and it was. That's good. The Broderick Award for Contribution to Student Learning and Experience was created this year and will continue in the future to specifically recognize a member of the lecturer faculty for their exceptional efforts in enriching student learning and experience. This year's inaugural recipient combines outstanding teaching with classroom innovation to significantly advance your learning. In her role as faculty director of the Team Learning Center, she also provides important feedback, counseling, and crisis intervention for all student teams in the School of Management. We are very pleased to announce that the inaugural recipient of the Broderick Award for Contribution to Student Learning and Experience is from the Department of Organizational Behavior, Master Lecturer Sandra Deacon-Carr. Ms. Deacon-Carr. This year, for the first time, we also recognize faculty who have made transformative contributions to the School of Management, made possible through a generous gift of an alum, Alan Questrom, and his wife, Kelly Questrom. These awards highlight distinguished leadership through exceptional efforts by faculty with a focus on service and teaching. We have 2 inaugural recipients of the Questrom Award for Faculty Excellence in Institutional Leadership. The first is a faculty member whose teaching portfolio spans the undergraduate and graduate programs in the area of law and ethics. Her leadership, paired with creative and thoughtful work, has been instrumental in achieving the goal of making ethics a foundation of our MBA program. We are pleased to announce that inaugural recipient of the Questrom Award is lecturer Rachel Spooner from the... And the second recipient will be announced at the graduate ceremony. Each year, the senior class at the School of Management votes for the faculty member who best provides teaching excellence and service to the undergraduate program. This year's recipient of the Beckwith Award for Teaching Excellence and Service has been described by students as, and these are quotes, "a great professor. I was really able to learn from her. One of the best professors I've had at BU. She's understanding, engaging, and very well prepared. She always takes in account alternative points of view and is interesting in class. This was my favorite class I ever took in SMG." And my favorite comment. "She is one of my favorite SMG professors. I'm sad I was only able to take one course with her. She is so cool, and everyone is constantly talking about how we hope someday that we're as cool and as fun as she is." We are pleased to announce that this year's recipient is lecturer Rachel Spooner from the Department of Markets Public Policy.
You're starting to lighten up a little bit here. This is good. Thank you, Dean Goldenbiddle. Assistant Dean Rachel Reiser, please come forward to recognize the School of Management student honorees from the class of 2014. Dean Reiser.
We will now acknowledge the students that have completed the School of Management Honors Program. This is the 13th class to graduate from the program. Would the members of the Honors Program graduating class please rise to be recognized as I call your names and remain standing until all are recognized. Leah Black. Allison Chen. Daniel Chen. Catherine Depardieu. Jonathan Garnick. Zoe Kabalak. Mirabella Katz. Brian Kimball. Gabrielle Lewis. William Lee. Blair Lynham. William Menes. Mark Matthew. Joseph McNiff. Samantha Moravec. Julianne Nguyen. Alexander Kuglisi. Aditya Rudra. Rebecca Schwartz. Cheryl Sia. Maxim Skudarnov. Stephanie Stanchik. Selena Sue. John Zramiak. Andre Tapliga, Maya Terabishi, Alex Yamamoto, and Christine Yi. Would the families of our honors students please rise as well? Please be seated. We will now acknowledge the student that has completed the Kilachand Honors College program. Will Ethan Shibutani please stand and be recognized? Would Ethan's family please rise as well? Please be seated. We will now recognize the 71 members of Beta Gamma Sigma, the Management Honor Society. Selection to membership in Beta Gamma Sigma is a high scholastic honor awarded over the past 101 years to more than 600,000 young men and women who have studied management at business schools around the world. Students selected to Beta Gamma Sigma, please rise and be recognized. Would the families of these students please rise as well? Please be seated. We will now recognize the 49 students that have completed the Boston University dual degree program. These students are graduating with 2 bachelor's degrees, one from the School of Management in Business Administration and the other from another school or college within the university. Would those students who have completed the dual degree program please stand and be recognized? And would their families of the dual degree program students please rise as well? Please be seated. The Locke Honorary Service Society, founded in 1924, is the oldest student organization at Boston University. The mission of Locke is to further the personal development of its members through service to the School of Management and through service to their fellow students. We are grateful for the many contributions Locke members have made to our school. Would the 33 graduating students who are members of Locke please rise and be recognized? Would their families please stand as well? Please be seated. The Boston University Scarlet Key Award is presented to students whose records are marked by academic achievement and outstanding service to the school and to the university community. This year, 8 students from the class of 2014 at the School of Management have been recognized by the university as Scarlet Key recipients. Would these students please rise as your names are read and remain standing until all are recognized? Rashida Agbola, Brian Kimball, Joseph McNiff, Markeisha Allison, Kyle Peabody, Alexis Redman, Stephanie Stanchik, Selena Sue. Would their families please stand as well? Please be seated. Earlier this month, the university's athletic department honored the university's varsity student athletes at annual banquets. At that time, the following School of Management seniors were honored in their individual sports. Would these students please rise as your names are read and remain standing until all are recognized? Women's basketball, Rashida Agbola. Women's soccer, Madison Clemens. Alejandra Diaz. Erin Mullen. Kylie Strom. Men's basketball, Travis Robinson. Men's lacrosse, Walter Rogers. Men's rowing, Moritz Franz. Tennyson Hunt. Alexander Kaiser. Kyle Peabody. Justin Rao. John Zramiak. Men's swimming and diving, Knox Anderson. Nicholas Astashinsky. Peter Campbell. Men's tennis, Jesse Frieder. Shannon Warapatungsitigun. Men's wrestling, Eric Delorier. Chris McGinley. Brian Suter. Michael Rinn. Would their families please stand? Please be seated. Of special note, 3 of our student athletes were recently awarded with special honors. This year, senior rower Moritz Franz was awarded the E. Ray Spear Award, which recognizes the top male scholar athlete, combining academic achievement and athletic ability. Also this year, senior soccer player Kylie Strom was awarded the Gretchen Schuler Award, which recognizes the top female scholar athlete, combining academic achievement and athletic ability. Also, Jesse Frieder from the men's tennis will be awarded the Aldo Buff Dinelli Leadership Award at the Hall of Fame banquet later this May. The award is presented to a senior who has demonstrated outstanding leadership both on and off the field. Moritz, Kylie, and Jesse, please stand again to be recognized. And would their families please stand? Please be seated. This year, 2 School of Management seniors are graduating from the Boston University Reserve Officer Training Corps program. Would the following students please stand when I call your name? Army Second Lieutenants Ariel Prairie and Michael Myers. Would Ariel's and Michael's families please stand as well? Please be seated. Would Eugene Mundoa please come to the stage and stand beside Dean Freeman? The Dean's Community Service Award was established to honor the senior who has done the most to make the School of Management a more engaging place to learn and grow. Members of the senior class vote to choose the peer they feel to be the most deserving. This year's recipient is Eugene Mundoa. Don't leave yet, Eugene. I've got a little more to say. Eugene is graduating with concentrations in management information systems and finance. Eugene has been very active in our school and the university as a whole. He has served as a dean's host, student government vice president, open house student speaker, and is a member of the MIS Society, Finance and Investment Club, the Music Network, African Students Organization, and is program manager and lead tutor for the BU Initiative for Literacy Development. Eugene will be employed as a corporate audit analyst for Fidelity Investments. Would Eugene's family please stand? Please be seated. We will now recognize the outstanding senior from each management concentration as chosen by the department's faculty. These student awards are in recognition of outstanding academic achievement and future potential in their field of concentration. Would each student come to the stage to meet Dean Freeman as I call your name? Accounting, Devin Corelli.